When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Since Auschwitz, we know what man is capable of. And since Hiroshima, we know what is at stake. A life of short duration could be so rich in joy and love that it could contain more meaning than a life lasting 80 years. So live if you were living already for the second time, and as if you had acted the first time as wrongly as you are about to act now. What is to give light must endure burning. No man should judge unless he asks himself in absolute honesty whether in a similar situation he might not have done the same. The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. The last of one's freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. Happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue. But there was no need to be ashamed of tears, for tears bore witness that a man had the greatest of courage, the courage to suffer. The point is not what we expect from life, but rather what life expects from us. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. If there is meaning in life at all, then there must be a meaning in suffering. Suffering is an ineradicable part of life, even as fate and death. Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. For the world is in a bad state, but everything will become worse unless each of us does his best. The attempt to develop a sense of humor and to see things in a humorous light is some kind of a trick learned while mastering the art of living. A man's concern, even his despair, over the worthwhileness of life is an existential distress, but by no means a mental disease. Sunday neurosis, that kind of depression which afflicts people who become aware of the lack of content in their lives when the rush of the busy week is over and the void within themselves becomes manifest. Fear makes it come true that which one is afraid of. When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. There are things which must cause you to lose your reason, or you have none to lose. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. To suffer unnecessarily is masochistic rather than heroic. The crowning experience of all for the homecoming man is the wonderful feeling that, after all he has suffered, there is nothing he needs fear anymore except his God. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Life is not primarily a quest for pleasure, as Freud believed, or a quest for power, as Alfred Adler taught, but a quest for meaning.